When you think about the creators of classic movies, one name above all tends to come to mind: Alfred Hitchcock. Over an astonishing 54-year career and 53 films, Hitchcock not only traversed the ever-changing landscape of film, but helped to lead the expedition. Just think about all the changes in film production from 1922 to 1976 that he helped to spearhead. It's an incredible progression when you think about it. So it's no surprise that many directors and filmmakers turn to Hitch for inspirations when making their movies. His use of suspense, character, plot twists and experimental camera work are as much hallmarks of modern cinema as they've ever been, and it's easy to see his signature everywhere. With this in mind, I thought I would attempt to recommend 10 non-Hitchcock films that I believe owe a debt to either his vision or his execution. If you enjoy his work but would like to expand to other similar movies made by other directors influenced by him, this is a good place to start. If you have any suggestions, please don't forget to leave them in the comments below. I'd be interested to check them out. Number 1. Cape Fear, 1962. Director J. Lee Thompson. Okay, this one wins extra props for featuring an awesome soundtrack by long-standing Hitchcock musical partner Bernard Herrmann. But it also tells the tale of an ex-con who stalks the man who helped put him away, set on the most lethal of paybacks. It's suspenseful and leaves you with that claustrophobic, uneasy feeling, thanks to the brilliant performances of Gregory Peck and Robert Mitchum. In this way, it brings to mind other obsessive lurkers like the cool intensity of Robert Walker in Strangers on a Train. Number 2. 1408. 2007. Director Mikhail Hafstrom. If psychological and psychotropic thrillers are your bag, you can't go wrong with 1408. Stephen King's unnerving story of a haunted hotel room is so much better than it sounds on paper. Whilst full-on supernatural tales aren't really what I think of with Hitchcock, there are plenty of disturbing dream sequences in films like Vertigo and Spellbound that this film takes its cue from, as well as the mind-bending plot twists and revelations throughout. Number 3. What Lies Beneath, 2000. Director Robert Zemeckis. A bottle story, mostly set in one place, the ever-present strange new house, in which the character twists come thick and fast and the gaslighting of the poor main character throughout bring to mind Hitch stories like Rebecca and the everyday horror of Dial M for Murder. Number 4. Zodiac, 2007. Directed by David Fincher. Hitchcock was the king of crime thrillers, and his fingerprint is all over this wonderfully gripping and deeply disturbing cat and mouse tale. Shades of the sex killer films Psycho and Frenzy amongst others here, but with Fincher's own superb character. Number 5. Silence of the Lambs, 1991. Director Jonathan Demme. Talking about killers, what about two of the most iconic in film history ever? Buffalo Bill and Hannibal Lecter. Not only does probably the best crime thriller of the 1990s owe much of its building of tension and horror to the great master, but also some of the more psychiatric ponderings that aim to delve into the mind of the killer, particularly in films like Spellbound. Number 6. Jaws, 1975. Director Steven Spielberg.
Damn, nature, you scary!
Spielberg has made no secret of the fact that his B-movie turned summer blockbuster takes a lot of its ideas from a similarly ridiculous but huge When Nature Fights Back story, The Birds. Number 7. Drag Me to Hell, 2009. Director Sam Raimi. Okay, so this one's a bit of a stretch, but hear me out. One of Hitchcock's trademarks was the dark humour he infused into so much of his work. Whilst he rarely stooped to the more slapstick leanings of Drag Me to Hell, there's no denying the way that Raimi expertly weaves comedy and horror into Drag Me to Hell. Number 8. Gone Girl, 2014. Director David Fincher. Before Hitchcock, there were good guys and there were bad guys. Obvious and unshifting roles that gave the audience a comforting feeling in a chaotic world. Hitch was to change all of that with much more ambiguous characters. From Janet Leigh's thievery in Psycho to James Stewart's obsessive stalking in Vertigo, the thin veneer of morality was always at the heart of his films. Gone Girl another Fincher classic, keeps us guessing about the main characters throughout and the main intentions behind their squeaky clean image. Number 9. 1 Hour Photo, 2002. Director Mark Romanek. Obsession and voyeurism are the driving factors in this combination of Vertigo and Rear Window, as Robin Williams plays against character as a creepy photography shop owner who becomes obsessed with a family. And lastly, number 10, Rillington Place, 1971. Director Richard Fleischer. 10 Rillington Place features a superbly sinister performance from Richard Attenborough as the very real serial killer John Christie. Again, the horror is hidden just beneath the surface of suburban normality, giving you that chilling thought that the very worst acts of humanity could be happening just down the road and you would never know. This is a main story element of both Rear Window and Frenzy. Thanks for watching. There are so many other examples, but I hope you've enjoyed my musings and recommendations for films that I think Hitchcock fans will love. Take care.